Hello my dear friends and race fanatics, and I just wanted to share something with you that I just came across, and maybe you know this already, but I see many of us driving around the track with a GoPro camera. And we love our pictures, but we also like to know how fast we go, and we also like to know how many Gs we get. We like to know our lap times. And for that, typically you would buy a more expensive tool. You would probably go for a Solo 2 or something like that. And those tools are great. But did you know that your GoPro has so much information on board and that you can extract it and plot it on top of your video? And I'm going to show you this on how you can do this in this video. Did you know that your GoPro has multiple sensors on board, like a GPS, acceleration, altitude, orientation? All these parameters are recorded by your GoPro. Now it depends a little bit on which one you have. Now I have here the GoPro 7, which is not the latest one, but this does exactly everything it has to do. And if you apply and download a GoPro quik application, you can actually plot all that information on your videos while you are on the track, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. The only thing you have to do on your GoPro is make sure that you turn on the GPS, because otherwise it won't work. And of course you need to do that before you start the track, right? So you need to go to Preferences, and then you will find your GPS somewhere, and it's called the regional, and then you see the GPS and it's on. So I'm having the GPS installed and I'm actually ready to roll. So if I now film, I will have all the data available to me. I'm going to show you first of all the result, and then I'm going to show you on how you can install this and how you can use it. It's not very complicated. You can get it done in about 5 minutes, and I'm quite sure you will enjoy it. I double-clicked on the application, and now the application is open, and you can see that I have my device connected, my Hero 7, which is the one I have, but of course if you have a different GoPro it will be different. And now we can actually import the files if you haven't done so from your micro SD. And it shows you as well how much memory you have left. Now in my case I have pulled out a little memory card and I installed it on a reader, so I already have imported it. So if I'm going to my recents, these are the files that I have right now, and this is footage that we made in Mété recently. So I'm just going to open one. Here we go. Now I'm just going to turn off all the dials and gauges, because that's what you're going to see initially. Right, so you will have your video imported while you're driving on the track, and there's nothing really special to this. This is just the video you did and you recorded with your GoPro, but inside you got lots of data, and you can bring this data forward by clicking on this little gauge on the bottom here, and then you can select all the different gauges you want to see on the screen, and all this is embedded in the movie. So you have an info cluster, you have a speed tracker, a GPS path, a speedometer, and the G-force. So I'll just do this. On the screen we now have the track layout. This is the result of the GPS data inside your GoPro, and everybody sees this immediately that this is Mété. The dot is where I am on the track. At the same time I have a speed tracker, and you can see how I've been driving along, and the blue spot again matches up to the blue spot there. And then you can see what my speed was. You can see the time, the date, the altitude, the elevation, and then we can see also the miles we've been driving, or kilometers. And here we have our speed dial. This tells me how fast I was driving and in which direction. And the last thing is the amount of Gs. So you can turn all this on and off the way you want, and you can move this around on the screen wherever it best fits for you. So I'm just going to play this video real short so you can see what happens, and you will see how things all vary. So here I'm driving on the track, and you can see where I am right there, and it matches up very nice with the actual video, to be very honest. So there's no need to buy any expensive software for this. You can see how the speed changes. You can see how many G's we are pulling. And you can just basically record everything you want to record. You can also see the lap time almost, but for that you would have to calculate it, because you know the track distance, and you can actually time the video in terms of seconds, how many seconds it took between two recognized points. So I think this is pretty neat for a cheap, I would say for free, data logger that you could use on your race car on the track with the club. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and maybe I can come up with some more stuff. And I have to say this is very accurate, because one of the friends from the club had a real logger, and I compared it with his speed at the end of this track, this specific stretch here, and he recorded 95 miles an hour, same as I did. So first of all, you will need to go and download the software, and this is GoPro Legacy software, but it's still available to you. And you go to this website here, you can see that, and I will copy that into the description of the video. Go to the website, and then you can download the version either for Mac or for Windows. Now I'm using a Mac, so I select Mac, and you can see my download is already happening here. It's downloading it. I did it before, so I'm just gonna stop it, and then you just basically install it, right? So let me stop all this. And maybe this was useful for you, maybe it was not, but it is a great cheap tool. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.